What did I tell you? 1% chance, 99% faith. Man United actually looks like we're going to do something in the first half. But the second half, what happened? Clearly Man City took some sort of blue pill and they did an erecting because United's was just absolutely floppy. You know, once you've spunked it and we've got nothing left. That's literally what that first goal was for Man United. That's all we produced all game long. It was a brilliant strike. Probably, like they said in the statistics, 1 in 30 chance of that going in, which was a very good goal. Probably one of my favourite goals I've ever seen in a derby, to be honest. But at the end of the day, the second half comes around and Man City have clearly got a card on it and they just stuff us like a Thanksgiving turkey, to be honest. And there's nothing United could do. We were never in the game in the first half. We just got a lucky goal. That's down to it. City dominated us all game long, and thankfully it wasn't embarrassing like results like previous scorelines have been. You could say that City were actually quite fair to us, to be honest. They only started getting going around the 60th minute. That's when they put us in doggy style. But at the end of the day, what the fuck was that from certain players? Bruno Fernandes is a fucking disgrace. Marcus Rashford was pathetic. I absolutely loved the goal he scored, but that challenge that he went down on Kyle Walker is what led to Phil Foden's goal, by the way. It was absolutely pathetic. And I don't even know what I need to say in this video because the amount of options Erik Ten Hag had today that was available to use, he ruined it himself. Taking off Johnny Evans, I think, is what really lost us the game, to be honest. I never thought I'd be saying that out loud, especially at the start of the season. Taking off Johnny Evans is what would lose us a football game against Manchester City. You know, Evans was doing brilliant. I wouldn't have took off anyone. You know, it was still 1-0 at that moment in time. Lindelof, for me, seemed like the weak link in our defence at that left back. But we know Lindelof is an average centre back, never mind a fucking left back. He's a shite left back, to be honest. He doesn't have the pace, he doesn't have the physicality, he doesn't have the height to defend on the back post. I really don't rate Lindelof, and I think that's what I mean. Look at that chance that Haaland absolutely missed the sitter. You know, Phil Foden is jumping over Lindelof. Phil Foden's what, 5'6", 5'7". It's disappointing, is what I have to say. First half, I was full of positive energy. First half, I was over the moon. I was screaming. I was jumping around my living room like I was a fucking kangaroo on meth. But at the end of the day, you know, the second half comes around and City just proved why they're one of the best teams in the world. You know, never mind England, in the fucking world. And this is probably what you could say the neutral fan and City fans and the average fan is saying this is what makes the Premier League brilliant, because you have teams like Man City, Arsenal and Liverpool. But Man United should be in that category. Look at all the money we've spent. Yes, it's been spent poorly and we should have fucking thrown it all on a burning fire on some of the players we've brought in. And some of them players played today. Anthony, I don't see it. My granddad was sat next to me saying that, oh, like we're bringing him on for pace. What fucking pace? Like, Anthony has no pace. And when he does get going, you know, he loses the ball at his feet every single time. He's one of them players that needs to get in behind the defensive lines and needs to run onto balls. He can't dribble. I don't even know what to say. Harry Kane dribbles better than him, and from his mouth, not with his feet. But at the end of the day, we've just got to tactically look what went wrong. And we were never in the game. There's no tactics. There's no, oh, a certain player didn't perform. Man City are just clearly better than us. They always have been. Not always, but especially over probably the last decade. Without a doubt, over the last decade, they've been the better side in Manchester. And it pains me to say, because we've had memories like the Paul Pogba masterclass at the Etihad, like the Robin Van Persie free kick, like the Scott McTominay goal at Old Trafford. You know, the list goes on. Wayne Rooney's overhead kick as well under Sir Alex Ferguson. Yes, we're looking back with the Wayne Rooney one over a decade ago. That was in 2011, whatever it was. But we have had great moments against City, especially in my lifetime. But what was the stat? I think Pep Guardiola has now won 12 out of 21 games in the derby. You know, that is a good statistic. He wins over 50% of them. And how many managers have United had post them derbies, you know? United just need to sort the shit out, to be honest. I thought we played well today. We defended well, especially in that first half. But there was no sense of urgency from the players. There was no sense of fight. There was no there was no adamant nature in that United squad today. We were just all one big floppy cock, like while you've got Man City with a steaming erection at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, what could United do? You know, the players that Erik Ten Hag brought on made us worse. You know, I don't know if there was injuries for Johnny Evans or an injury for whoever else went off. I can't remember who it was at this point. But Menu, Garnacho, you know, for such young players, they ran their heart out today. Yes, they weren't very impactful, but neither were any of the senior players. Like, people are pointing fingers now. People are demanding Erik Ten Hag out because we lost to one of the best teams in the world. Give your head a wobble. Have a just think for a second. We was cruising in that first half. We weren't beating City. We were just inviting a load of pressure and defending really, really well on a 1-0 lead. But like, I didn't see any urgency from the players to try and get a second, or any challenges or any excitement from the players. It was literally like, let's get the one goal and just shut off shop and just defend, defend, and defend. You can't do that against Man City. You've got to at least like have a try, and you've got to at least challenge the goalkeeper and the defence and stuff. I just didn't see that. We played to Man City's strengths today, especially in that second half, and that's what's really disappointing for how much like positivity there was in that first half. Like, yes, I've said a few things on Twitter, but at the end of the day, that's what you do as a fan. You get excited, especially when it's your local derby, and especially being a Mancunian like myself, it means so much to me to see United win, especially against the Bitter Blues. But at the end of the day, Onana, I've got to give him credit. Even though he's conceded 3 goals today, he was definitely our man of the match. The amount of saves he made throughout the game was absolutely incredible. Marcus Rashford, he got that brilliant strike, and yes, it was absolutely brilliant to see. But in everything else, he had multiple chances in that first half. You know, that chance where he beat Kyle Walker, tried heading it down and completely scuffs it. There was another chance where I think it was Garnacho or Bruno made a cross for him and he completely misses the ball. You know, he had his chances today, and especially in that first half, and we could have put the game to bed if we were better and more clinical, if there was more composure in the team. But we're going up against giants, guys, and we're only like little Jack. Everyone's heard the tale of Jack and the Beanstalk. I don't really remember Jack actually knocking out the giant at the end of the day. I think he just steals a fucking golden egg or whatever the fucking nursery rhyme is. It's not even a nursery rhyme, it's a fucking kids film or kids book, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, United just weren't good enough. And we've not been good enough for a while now. But we scored a goal at least. I know this sounds really, really pathetic that I'm highlighting United scored a goal. But at the end of the day, we scored a goal, which was a moment of brilliance. But we've got Everton, who are playing badly. We've got Sheffield United, who are in a relegation battle. Let's dominate these teams. I know we've got a tough game ahead, but the tactics worked today. More defending, yes, that's what will be required. But when we're pushing teams on the back foot, I think this team would really, really work. That McTominay in midfield, whatever you think about him, that extra man in midfield really, really helped us. And we've got to play the same team when we face Liverpool later this month, in my opinion. And that's if Rasmus Højlund or Martinez are back. That'll make us even more clinical and even better. So maybe we can nick a game against Liverpool. But at the end of the day, I'm disappointed. That's all I can say. The ref, absolute disgrace. Clearly Pep Guardiola slipped him a little brown envelope and a cheeky finger up the arse as well at half time. And he's there like talking to Kevin De Bruyne, talking to Erling Haaland. "Oh, can I have your shirt after full time, mate?" Fucking absolute wanker. That's exactly what he is. I'm sorry for my language. I know it's been absolutely appalling. But I'm not going to sit here screaming and shouting because I've done all that off camera. But at the end of the day, I'm disappointed with the result. What are your thoughts on the game? Let me know in the comments down below. Leave a like on the video, subscribe if you are new. Thanks for watching.